Hello everybody, we're getting ready to do 7.1 here of Algebra 2. Here's the contact information, so PowerPoints, videos, worksheets. Here's 7.1, define and use sequences in series. This is the classwork in part 1 of this lesson here. Here's your bell work. For students coming in your classroom, teachers, or for homeschoolers, this is your warm-up. 10 points for this. Yeah. So the range of these g of x here, and then the domain of f of x here. And look at there, it must be your lucky day because I'm going to provide your solutions here. Check yourself. Okay, everybody, classroom students and homeschool students. Define and use sequences in series. You identify and wrote functions. You've done that. You will recognize and write rules for number patterns. Okay. Why? So you can find angle measures, as an example of 63. And also for calculus, you use series too. So be prepared for that. Key concept here, sequences. A sequence is a function whose domain is a set of consecutive integers. If a domain is not specified, it is understood that the domain starts with 1. The values in the range are called the terms of the sequence. So we have a definition here, then we have a definition up here. The domain, range. So here is a diagram now of a sequential statement. A2, so etc., here. 4 would be A4, subtext 4 here, 3, 2. And then for n, this goes ellipse here, ellipse here. So n is a to the nth for the range here. The terms of the sequence here is your range here is your terms. These are the terms down here. A subtext 1, A subtext 2, excuse me, A subtext 3, A subtext 4. The relative position of each term and then the terms of the sequence. So the relative position will be the domain, and then the range will be the terms of the sequence. A finite sequence has a limited amount of terms. An infinite sequence continues, guess what, without stopping. So there you have it. Finite sequence, so example here. Infinite sequence would have the ellipse here, meaning it just keeps going. A sequence can be specified by an equation or a rule. For example, both sequences above can be described by the rule a to the nth equals 2n, or f of n equals 2n. Write terms of sequences, write the first 6 terms of this sequence here. So a to the first term here, second term, third term, fourth term, term 5, and then term 6. So a to the nth equals 2 to the n plus 5, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And then here is a different sequence here, -3 to the n minus 1. So for 1, it would be -3 to the 1 minus 1 would be -3 to the 0 power which would equal 1. Negative 3 to the first power would be negative 3, etc., etc. There's your third term. There's your fourth term. Here would be your fifth term, which is positive 81. And then your sixth term, the negative 3 to the 6 minus 1 equals negative 243. Then our first guided practice, write the first 6 terms of the sequence here. Students, here is your independent practice here. This is page 5 on your class worksheet. We're going to go ahead and do this guided practice now. So write the first 6 terms of this sequence here. How would we get that? A to the 1 equals 5. A to the 2 equals 6. A to the 3 equals 7. This is where n enters here. This should be relatively obvious here. So we're going to continue here with a to the 4th is 8. A to the 5 would be 9. A to the 6 would be 10. Okay, we're going to do some homework now. We have enough background where we can get a 90-point homework assignment in. There's no notes above. Write the first 6 terms here. Page 1 of your homework. Page 2 of your homework, write the first 6 terms. Page 3 of your homework, write the first 6 terms. Write the first 6 terms here for page 4. And then for page 5 here, write the first 6 terms of these sequences. We get a little bit more sophisticated here. And then the first 6 terms of that page, then the first 6 terms of page 7. So that is 7.1 for ordering information. If you want 7.2, 7.1 part 2 and 3, it's a 3-part lesson. Go ahead and contact me here, and we can make arrangements for you to get PowerPoints and correction PowerPoints and tests and worksheets and quizzes. Okay? Thank you.